Hey everybody, welcome to Bend with Bree. Today we're going to need all the props. It's going to be yoga flow for pole dancers, but anyone looking to increase flexibility and mobility can do this flow. You're going to need 2 blocks, a strap, and a resistance band today. If you need help finding those supplies, feel free to drop a comment and I will help you and give you a link on Amazon to those. So go ahead and start on all fours, just rocking back and forth. I just want you to focus on getting connected to your body. Then we're going to go into some cat-cow circles here. You're going to do 5 in one direction, and then we're going to drop into puppy pose. And we're going to do this 3 times each side, getting deeper into puppy pose each time. So after your 5, you're going to drop into puppy pose with your face down. So forehead should be on the earth. Then come on up, and you're going to do 5 circles in the opposite direction. If circles aren't comfortable, then just do cat-cow. Circles are not necessary. Okay, go into puppy pose with your forehead down towards the earth. Really warming up into the spine here. Then again with your 5 circles, switching directions again. Then you're going to drop into puppy pose, this time if you can, keeping your chin on the earth looking forward. So it's going to be a slightly deeper variation. Then come on up and you're going to go into your circles in the opposite direction. Nice job. Back into that puppy with your chin on the earth if that's in your practice. Back up. And then last round here, 5 circles in the opposite direction. This time we're going to come into puppy pose with our chin on the earth, and then if you can, bend at your elbows. Bring your hands towards the back of your head, and you're going to come into a tricep stretch like I'm showing here. So this is one deeper variation. If you want to know more puppy pose variations, I have a puppy pose masterclass on my channel, so feel free to check that out. Switch directions for your last time. When the 5 are up, you're going to go into your puppy pose with the chin on the earth and the elbows bent. Beautiful job, guys. So come on up. You're going to go into all fours here. First, rock back and forth, get reconnected to your body. Then what I want you to go ahead and do is lift your right hand. I want you to pulse it back 8 times. Then I want you to go into 8 small circles forward, and then you're going to do 8 small circles back, just opening into the shoulder here. If you pole dance, shoulder mobility is extremely important as well as strength. Now bring your hand to the back of your head. You're going to bring your elbow to the earth or your shoulder, and I showed both variations here. So go ahead and do that 8 times. So up, down, up, down, up, down. Lift your hand up. You're going to bring your hand behind your back as far as it'll go and then drop into a puppy pose. So a little twisted puppy here. Come on up. And what we're going to do is switch sides. So you're going to bring your left hand up, pulse it back 8 times. If you got a little lost in what I was doing on the other side, we'll get a chance to see it here a little better. Then you're going to do 8 circles forward, your 8 circles back, working on that shoulder mobility. Then bring your hand to the back of your head, either elbow towards the earth or shoulder. So you're going to go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Bring your hand behind your back as far as it'll go and drop into puppy. Beautiful, guys. Back to all fours here. Connect with your body, then pull yourself up into plank, bring your core in, then push back into downward dog. Roll forward into plank, grip the earth with your fingers, and push back into down dog. Roll forward into plank, core in, grip the floor with your fingers. Core in, do 5 push-ups for me. You can either do them on your hands as I'm showing here or drop onto your knees. Once you finish those, push up into a down dog. You're going to lift your left leg towards the sky. It's okay if your hips open up. Just opening up through the hips and the legs. Go ahead and bend your knee, pulling it towards the glute. And then if it's in your practice, go ahead and flip your dog. Awesome. Leg towards the sky. Single leg plank, plank. Your 5 push-ups again, hands or knees. You're doing awesome. Push back into downward dog. Now lift your right leg to the sky. Again, it's okay if your hips open. They don't need to be square. When you're ready, you're going to go ahead and bend that knee, pulling it towards the glute, getting deeper into the hip, a little bit into the quad. And then you can go ahead and flip your dog if that's in your practice. Perfect. Go back into that 3-leg down dog. Single leg plank, plank. Hold your plank, then drop your knees towards the earth. Come into a puppy, but with your hands towards your elbows and your forehead on the earth. The shirt is not working for this flow. That's why you keep seeing me adjust it. So you're going to drop into a frog here, and we're going to do a few variations here. I'm going to hold this for a bit, so get yourself comfortable. You can see here that I'm a little bit tight today. I've been trying to run more, so my flexibility kind of suffers, which is completely fine. It just takes more warming up. So hold the deepest variation of frog you can get while having good form. So core in, don't let your back arch towards the earth too much. Your feet in line with your knees, feet flexed as well. I want you to breathe here. Frog pose is one that is generally pretty uncomfortable for people. It is the precursor to middle splits, and you'll see something like that here. And we tend to store a lot of emotions in our hips, and so I feel a lot of people get frustration when they're doing frog. Don't focus on the end result. Focus on the benefit you're feeling versus what it looks like. Now what you do is come up. You're going to grab one block, and you're going to place it under your left knee. So just your left knee here, and you're going to come back into that frog pose. Again, don't let your back arch too much. Core in, feet flexed, feet in line with your knees, and hold. The blocks are going to really assist us with getting deeper in this pose. You're going to see on screen my difference in frog, and you're going to feel it in yourself, the difference after we do these block variations here. You can rock forward and back a little bit like I'm doing here. So usually your hips are in line with your knees, but with this, you're going to pull them a little bit forward, a little bit back. Feel free to walk under your hands. This is going to get the pose a lot deeper, so don't do this if you're still not comfortable in your frog pose. Another variation to try is you can extend one leg and then come on out of that. Then you're going to move the block to the opposite side, so it's going to be under your right knee this time. And we're going to come into the same variations on this side. And it is a little bit awkward getting into the block variations and getting it to the right spot. So feel free to pop onto your hands, even though that is more difficult if you need to see what you're doing. So that can be a really quick way to take a look back. So again, feet flexed, knees in line with your ankles. Your hips should be generally in line with your knees, and don't let your back arch towards the earth too much. Core in. You can rock forward and back here. This is helping me. Again, I'm really tight in this flow, so I'm doing things to help get myself a little bit more warm. You can push up onto your hands. I'm just taking a look back to make sure my form is still on point. Sometimes when you start to struggle, your form slips. You can extend one leg. Back to frog and pull yourself out of that. So now we're going to grab the other block. This is why I said we needed two. You're going to position them generally where your knees are. It's a little awkward to figure out, but it does get easier. You're going to put both knees in the blocks this time. So still keeping that good form. It's going to elevate your knees above the earth, allowing you to get a little bit deeper. Especially in this variation, really make sure you're pulling your core in. Mine's kind of in. I could have done better though. It's very easy to sag towards the earth and let your core slip here. So keep focused on pulling that core in. You can rock back and forth a little bit like I'm doing here. Go ahead and walk onto your hands. Take a look back. Make sure your form is still solid. You can tilt your head back. You can drop onto your stomach and bring your forehead towards the earth if you're starting to sink into it and feel a little bit more comfortable. Again, you don't want a massive back arch. Stick with it. I know frog is hard and we're holding this for a hot minute here. After this, we only have one more variation of frog to do, and that is going to be frog without the blocks. And that one's going to be a little bit more enjoyable because you're going to see the benefit of all the stretching we just did. So you're going to move the blocks away, and when you're ready, you kind of shaking it out a little bit. You're going to go back into your frog pose and feel the difference from when you first did frog and stretched. And you can see on screen my difference. My hips were pretty above the earth when I last did it, and now they are almost flat with good form. I've said this prior on my channel, but it is way, way better to be high up in a pose and not as far as you'd like to be with really good form than it is to have crappy form but be deep down, because you're not really doing the pose. Yoga is not about how advanced you are. Yoga is about getting into the different asanas, focusing on yourself, not focusing on others, and doing bad form to get deeper. Feel free to extend one leg than the other is against the lessons you're trying to learn in yoga, which translate to outside of life. And for pole dancers can be very important, because in yoga you can get injured, but in pole you can definitely get injured. If you don't have good form, it can be serious. So this is a good lesson. Go ahead and bring your feet towards each other, twist one side, then the other, then come into a narrow-kneed child's pose, just kind of letting that settle, neutralizing everything. You're going to round forward and back. So I want you to keep your back round as you round forward. Then we're going to round forward, arch back. Again, just neutralizing my back. It's stiff when I do poses like this. Round forward, arch back. Feel free to focus on anything that's tight. You see me going slower on the rounding because that's what I need. Round. So I'm going to round here and kind of shift around. I want you to feel where it's tight and shift your body there. So you can copy me if you're tight along your spine, but if you're not, I want you to find where you're tight and just kind of wiggle around, loosen it up. Get your body feeling good, because we are coming into another exercise. So I'm going to walk you through this if you've never done it. You're going to get your resistance band. I want you to bring it behind your back. So you're going to see that here. You're going to loop one end of the band around one foot with the band still behind your back, and then the other behind the other foot. So you're in this awkward position. Then all you're going to do is extend your feet. Again, be mindful, don't let the band pull you too far, but this will definitely add a level of challenge. Then walk yourself forward a little bit. I want you to go, so you have a slight stretch, but not as far as you can go. We will be doing more straddle stretching, so you don't need to come to your max right now, but you're probably feeling a little bit looser from all the frog that we just did. Now walk yourself back up. I want you to go ahead and bend your right leg, and then just walk yourself forward. Flex and point your foot 5 times. I went on a hike this morning, so my feet were a little bit tight. Really strong toe point, and foot awareness is really key for pole dancing. Now walk yourself forward. You're going to bend the left knee and do the same thing, 5 flex and points with the band. Walk yourself back up, back into straddle. Push yourself forward to your deepest straddle you can go, almost towards the middle split. Walk your hands behind you, a little back bend, and then slide forward as deep as you can. Holding and breathing. This is a really deep stretch, but focus on your breath. That is what makes stretching attainable and you progress in a healthy way. If If you want to scoot yourself forward a little bit, go ahead. Now I want you to bring your knees in, so 90-degree angle here, not deep at all. You're going to grab your strap, fold it in half, hands really wide, and you're going to bring it behind you and in front. So more shoulder mobility. Behind you, in front, 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 behind you, and hold, shift right, shift left, and bring the band up just slightly. It's going to feel tighter here. Shift right, shift left, hands down, bring it back around. Now bring your feet in towards each other, and you're going to roll onto your back here. A little awkward, but once you get there, you're going to extend your feet towards the sky, point and flex, point and flex. Then I want you to bend your right leg and extend your left. Again, band is still there. You're bringing it with you. You're not shifting anything. Then bend your left and extend your right. You're going to feel the band really pull you down. So if it's too much, bring your hand to the outside of your thigh and you can kind of stop the momentum. Or if it's too easy, you can put your hand on your inner thigh and push down a little bit. So what I want you to do is bend both your legs and then extend them out into straddle. Same rule applies here. So you can bring your hands to the outside of your thighs if it's too much. And then you can bring them to the inside of your thighs if you want a little more. Just be super mindful because you already have a band pulling you. You don't want to hurt anything or tear any muscles, strain any muscles. So I want you to just shift your body left and right here. Just getting different angles of the stretch. Shift left, shift right. This will also help you with body awareness, which is really key for a lot of the transitions in pole. I'm bringing my hands towards my inner thighs here, and then I'm going to use my hands to help bring my legs together. Point and flex. Now without your hands, I want you to bring your legs wide, then bring them in. Wide, bring them in. We're going to strengthen those muscles for safe flexibility. And in, out, and in, out, and in, out, and in, out, and in, out. You'll feel this tomorrow, but you got it. Hold and in, out, and in, out, and in. You see me starting to struggle here. Great job. Now you can remove the band, just take it off of both feet and then slip it out from underneath you. Give yourself a big hug here. You've done such a great job. We're almost done. I want you to lift your chin off the earth, and I want you to do 10 leg lifts. Core in, just lifting and lowering your legs. I want you to do 10 of these. Your hands will be placed under your glutes. I like my feet flexed here. We need a strong core. Now bring your feet towards your face, kind of a mini plow. Just give yourself a hug, rounding out, neutralizing. Come into a quick happy baby. Feet together in a reverse butterfly. And Shavasana. You guys did such a good job today. If you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe. I have lots of flexibility focused flows on my channel, lots of splits training, back bend training, core training, and there's more to come. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.